Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Tonight we are once again with the Trackmaster Sim Series at the South Boston Speedway for race number 4 of their season. Tonight we've got 150 laps of action coming up. It's going to be an exciting race. They've only got one set of tires, so it's going to be a battle of endurance who can keep the car fast for the longest. Right now, qualifying taking place. A couple different drivers have completed laps so far. Frank Barbary on his first lap, 10th quick. Right now, John Lyday sitting at the top of the board in the 22 machine. Carter Hollingsworth in the 28, going to burn lap 1. He picked up the victory in week 1 of the Trackmaster Sim Series this season. Making his return back here tonight. So lap 1 for Hollingsworth, 16th quick. Brandon Elvis jumps up to 4th. We'll see what Hollingsworth has across the line. He'll go to the 5th spot, 14:65. So John Lyday will hold the lead right now. Deegan Smith in the 15. Comes around, he'll jump up to the 10th spot. We've got 20 cars that have taken time so far. I believe the only one that hasn't taken a time is Matt Borndren in the 00. And that is going to do it for qualifying. We'll get our qualifying results up on screen before we get heat races underway. So quick time here tonight. John Lyday in the number 22 machine. Christian Peterson second quick in the 71. Landon Farmer third quick in the 26. As we'll go track side and look at our starting grid for heat race number 1. On the pole going to be the 22 of John Lyday, our fast qualifier here tonight. Landon Farmer starting second. Carter Hollingsworth will roll off from the 3rd spot in the 28. He'll have Jake Bubby Griffin to his outside in the 3. Jace Hale going to roll off from the 5th spot in the 9. Dominic Frappier in the 05 going to start 6th. Zach Murphy in the 29 will start from the 7th spot here tonight. Then Sean McNeil going to roll off 8th. Steven Oberstadt making his return to the Trackmaster Sim Series, going to start 9th. And Caleb Thompson will bring up the tail in heat race number 1. So 10 laps about to be underway. White flag this time, but John Lyday going to try to get himself a good starting spot here tonight. We will have an invert, so he'll have to hope that he gets a good draw on that. But first, he's got to make it through heat race number 1 here tonight. So let's see what they've got down through turns 3 and 4. Pace car going to drop to the bottom side. And it'll be John Lyday, Landon Farmer bringing us to the green for the first time tonight. And heat race number 1 is underway down into turns 1 and 2. Through the first set of corners, Landon Farmer sideways on the exit of turns 1 and 2. I think everybody's going to make it through. Leader of lap number 1 going to be John Lyday in the 22 machine. Carter Hollingsworth settles into the second spot. Jace Hale third. Zach Murphy fourth. Landon Farmer back to the fifth spot here early on. Steven Overstat in the 8 machine trying to find a way to the inside of Bubby Griffin in the 3. Everybody single file for now as John Lyday continues to show the way. 7 to go for the 22. Short heat races here. We head down the back straightaway. That 22 shows a length advantage over the 28 of Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth at this moment probably not trying to push it too hard. He knows that he's going to have a decent draw for the A main coming up. Got 5 laps to go, coming back to 4 laps to go this time. Go. Final time around here, white flag for John Lyday in heat race number 1. In victory lane for the first time here tonight. We'll have the front row before the invert. We'll see what he can get later on here tonight. Winner of heat race number 1 is John Lyday in number 22. Carter Hollingsworth second, Jace Hale third, Zach Murphy fourth, Bubby Griffin fifth, Landon Farmer sixth, Dominic Frappier seventh, Caleb Thompson eighth, Steven Oberstadt ninth, and Sean McNeil rounds out your field in the 10th spot. A rather tame heat race number 1. We'll see what we have in store for heat race number 2. We'll try to get our starting grid up here. Heat race 2 starting lineup up on screen. Christian Peterson in the 71 going to roll off from the pole. Last week's winner, Brandon Elvis in the 54, going to start from the 2nd spot. Jonathan Adkins making his return to the Trackmaster Sim Series. He'll roll off from 3rd in heat race number 2. He'll have Brandon Atkinson in the 15, his outside. Deegan Smith in the 115 going to roll off from the 5th spot. He'll have the 171 of Adam Fulford starting in the 6th spot to his outside. Justin Coleman and Richard Parks going to make up row number 4. And then out back, rounding out our field, Tom Dean in the 071. And then Frank Barbary in the number 26. Also Matt Borndren into the number 00 machine. Did not get a qualifying lap in, but he will be able to tag the tail of heat race number 2. Tough break for Brandon Atkinson. Did not make the grid for heat 2. He's currently sitting in the 4th spot in the point standings. Hopefully it doesn't affect him too much. The field works their way down into turns 3 and 4. Peterson and Elvis side by side. Pace car makes the hard left turn down onto pit road. And the green flag is going to come out. We're going to be underway for the 2nd time here tonight, heat race 2. Brandon Elvis in the first couple corners peeks ahead on the outside lane. Last week's winner trying to pick up where he left off. On the high side through turns 1 and 2, the 54 machine got a good jump there on the initial start. And he's able to keep Christian Peterson pinned down for now. Through the first 2 laps, the 54 of Elvis has led the first 2 laps. Adam Fulford in the purple 71, sitting in the third spot, just waiting for a lane to have somewhere to go. And it looks like Elvis is definitely pulling ahead on that outside lane. He might be able to clear down into turns 3 and 4. It looks like he does. So give the top spot to Brandon Elvis officially. We look a little bit further back. Justin Coleman thought about 3 wide. And in there is the 14 machine. And the caution flag is going to fly for the first time here tonight. Around goes Justin Coleman. Deegan Smith went for a spin as well. Let's take another look at what happened. We saw him looking 3 wide out of 4. So 15 Coleman down there on the bottom. I don't know. It didn't really look like he could have gone too far lower. I don't know if the 15 thought he needed more room on the outside or what happened there. Let's look one more time, try and get a better angle. Someone else got spun there as well. That looks like in the 00 went for a spin. Incident there. They were all spinning to avoid. I think everybody else was able to avoid contact, but there was a couple cars that spun around. So under yellow for the first time here tonight. We'll get the 1 to go signal when we come back around this time by. Brandon Elvis, will he choose the inside or the outside? That's going to be the big question here. He got the lead on the outside lane, but he can probably get a good jump from the bottom. So I think he'll take the inside lane, it looks like. Lights drop on the iRacing.com pace car. We are 5 laps in. It'll be 5 to go when they come back to the green flag. Brandon Elvis, Christian Peterson, Adam Fulford, Jonathan Adkins, your top 4. As the pace car drops down to the bottom side of the racetrack, through the restart zone they go, and a good launch from the 54. Back underway in heat race number 2. Elvis gets a good jump down the back straight. Battled out for a second. Looks like Peterson may take that spot at number 3 and 4. 113 of Richard Parks moves to the inside. Atkins, that's for the 4th spot. Atkins up the racetrack there. They're going to be 3 wide again. Atkins backed out of it that time. Did not want to see the same scenario unfold down into 1 and 2. Now look at the battle for the 6th spot on the racetrack. Deegan Smith on the inside, Justin Coleman on the outside. It looks like Smith is going to take that spot for now. Down into turns 3 and 4. Brandon Elvis can get the white flag this time. Final time. MRL race number 2. 3 and 4, about a car length separated from the top 2. But out of turns 3 and 4, it's going to be Brandon Elvis picking up race number 2. Christian Peterson 2nd, Adam Fulford 3rd, Richard Parks 4th, Tom Dean rounds out the top 5, Deegan Smith 6th, Justin Coleman 7th, Matt Vorndren 8th, Frank Barbary 9th. That's going to do it for heat race number 2. These guys will have a 3-minute warm-up session while they grab the invert. It was a quick first couple of heat races. We've got 150 laps of action coming your way. Looking over at the point standings, John Lyday currently leads by 9 points over Kyle Adams, who unfortunately I don't see here this evening, so tough break for the guy who is sitting second in the standings. But Brandon Elvis, who picked up the win last week, sitting in the third spot, just 12 points back, so it's close between your top five. Brandon Atkinson, 13 points back in the fourth spot. These guys have about a minute and a half remaining until we send them trackside. Waiting on the word from Christian Peterson to see what the invert is. Actually, let's just jump down into the voice and we'll try to look at what's going on with the invert. Alright, and you're watching the invert on screen. I can't entirely show you guys. It looks like the invert will be a 6. So the invert's going to be a 6. We'll look at the starting grid here in just a moment after we wrap up the warm-up session. Don't have access to the official lineup just yet. Looking at the schedule for the rest of the season, we've got a 100-lap feature next week, and then the week after that, we're going to wrap things up with a 250-lap season finale. They will have an extra set of tires in that race, so we'll see an extra little bit of strategy played. The warm-up should be finishing up here. And the invert will be a 6. Let's look at the qualifying times one more time so we can try to see who may be one to watch for. Lyday's definitely going to be quick in that 22 machine. He's been on the podium just about every race this season. So he's going to be one to watch for, starting from the 6th spot here tonight. Another one, Carter Hollingsworth in the number 28 machine. Going to be another driver to keep our eyes on. He won the first week at South Boston. So the drivers now released to the starting grid. We'll take a look at tonight's starting lineup. It'll look a little bit off in the front. We've got to invert the top 6 here. So Adam Fulford going to roll off on the pole in the 171 machine. He'll have Jace Hale to his outside in the 9. Starting from the 3rd spot here tonight, going to be Christian Peterson in the 71. Then Carter Hollingsworth will roll off 4th. In the 5th spot, it's going to be last week's winner, Brandon Elvis, in the 54. And to his outside, your fast qualifier here tonight, winner of heat race number 1, John Lyday, in the 22 machine. Then the rest of the lineup is normal on back. We go back to row number 4. Zach Murphy going to start on the bottom in the 7th spot. He'll have Richard Parks in the 113 to his outside in the 8th spot. Jake Bubby Griffin in the 3 machine going to roll off from the 9th position here tonight. Then Tom Dean in the 071 will start 10th. Back behind them in row number 6 on the bottom side, it's going to be Landon Farmer in the 026. Then Deegan Smith to his outside in the 115. In the 13th spot, Dominic Frappier in the 05. And then lucky number 14, going to start in the 14th spot. That's Justin Coleman. Caleb Thompson in the 04 will roll off from the 15th spot. And then the double zeros, that's Matt Borndren. He'll start 16th. Steven Oberstadt in the 8 machine, going to roll off from the 17th spot here tonight. He'll have the number 26 of Frank Barbary to his outside. And then the final row on our starting grid, going to be number 97 of Sean McNeil and Jonathan Adkins rounding out our field. And then also Brandon Atkinson able to tag the end here. Missed him in his heat race, but he was able to make it for the feature, so he's going to have to come from the 21st position here tonight in 150 laps. It's a long race. He's going to have some time, but not going to make it any easier on that 15 machine. Is everybody just about ready to get this one kicked off? Folks, if you're watching a driver in the chat below, I want to know who it is. Everybody making those final preparations for tonight's race. Setup work going on all week long, because it's the same track every week, but different weather settings throughout the weeks, different lap counts, a lot of different things that these guys have to play to have the best car. So we'll see what happens. I think they should be rolling off here shortly. Looks like they do start to roll. Carter Hollingsworth moves ahead a little bit there, which signals that we're ready to roll. The front of your field going to reassemble here. As you see your pole sitter after the redraw, Adam Fulford in the 71, the purple 71 that is. Jump up to the front row. Christian Peterson in the 71 will roll off third. That's going to be one to watch for sure. He's winless so far this season, but he always tends to be at the front. He hasn't seen the podium just yet either, so we'll see if the 71 machine of Christian Peterson can have a better run here tonight. But in 150 laps, we will find out who the winner is as the field is ready to roll down the back straightaway. It's going to be Adam Fulford and Jace Hale bringing us to the green. Not quite ready to go back racing. You can look at your field there. Everybody all ready to go. This is the longest race we've seen so far this season. Big kicker, no sets of tires in the pits. This is the longest we've had to stretch one set of tires. So now through turns 3 and 4, the field bunches up and into the start zone they go. Green flag is in hand, and it is now. Adam Fulford going to take the early advantage. He'll be clear in the second spot. Through the first couple of corners, it looks like and oh, Zach Murphy around in the 29. I spoke too soon. A couple cars swerving down pit road to avoid Brandon Atkinson. But around goes the 29 machine here early. I spoke maybe 2 seconds too soon, as we'll take a look at what happened. It was a quick start there, going down into 3 and 4. 3 of Jake Bubby Griffin into the back bumper of the 29. We'll look at it one more time here. Try to go on board with the 3. tap to the back bumper right there. Swerving to avoid. I think everybody able to avoid damage for the most part. Murphy's car isn't too bad. There's a little bit of damage on the left front of that race car, it looks like, but other than that, he should be okay to continue on. So a quick caution flag here to kick off the feature race. And honestly, I'm sure a lot of drivers maybe not complaining about the early caution flag. We've got a lot of laps here tonight, and it's going to be a lot of laps on those tires, so any of these caution periods where it can take some of those laps away, relax a little bit, I'm sure they would like. Work down into turns 3 and 4. Adam Fulford, Jace Hale going to bring him back to the green, and the green flag flies. Back underway here in race number 4. Fulford gets the lead down the back straightaway. Hollingsworth into the second spot. You look back behind, Brandon Elvis, Christian Peterson. That's the battle for the 4th spot. Peterson on the outside, not quite ready to give that spot up. As the caution flag flies, Frank Barbary turned around. Tom Dean as well. Dominic Frappier in the 47 tangled up in turns 3 and 4. We'll take a look at what happened one more time. Ooh, you see the 0-4 of Caleb Thompson make contact, I believe, with the 47 first. We'll look at it one more time from above, but there was definitely contact with the 0-4, and that kind of hooked the 47 and 71 into each other right there. Let's have a better look at it from the drone. Yeah, I think he actually hooked the 71 up into the 47. You can see it right there. And then there was a separate incident behind with Frank Barbary. He actually got spun after the fact. We'll see what happened to him as well. I think maybe he saw what was happening and checked up, and I don't think Murphy expected him to check up quite as much as he did. Under caution for the second time here tonight. Adam Fulford continues to show the way. Pair of purple cars leading the field here on lap number 12. Fulford going to choose the bottom lane. Hollingsworth up top. Brandon Elvis in the 54 already up to the 4th spot. Keep an eye on him. He was your winner last week. But we'll see what these guys have got as the pace car moves back to the inside. And the green flag is back out. We're back underway. Good start from the 28 of Hollingsworth. They're going to be side-by-side drag racing down into turns 3 and 4. Through 3 and 4, give it to Hollingsworth at the line that time. New leader on lap number 14, the 28 machine, making the outside lane work. And he will be clear for the race lead down into turns 3 and 4. New race leader. Move the 28 of Carter Hollingsworth to the front. Christian Peterson in the 71. Looking to the inside of Brandon Elvis in the 54. Here comes Adam Fulford battling back for that race lead. He's not done fighting for the top spot. He shows the nose back to Carter Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth having to fend him off on that outside lane. A little bit further back, Brandon Elvis falls back to the 6th spot behind Deegan Smith. Smith moves up to the top 5 for the first time tonight. He started this race in the 12th spot. One of your biggest movers so far. He'll take a look to the inside of Christian Peterson. Peterson saw the run coming. He'll move up the racetrack. He's not quite ready to fight Smith for the race lead. Only working lap number 20 right now. Still 130 laps to go. Jace Hale looking to get around the 71 of Adam Fulford right there for the 2nd spot. You can see the 115 of Deegan Smith right there as well. But your front 4 all very close. Hollingsworth not really building a gap up just yet. Still just 23 laps in. Deegan Smith took a peek to the outside of the 9 machine. Gonna try to go the long way around here. It looks like he might have a lane. The outside lane does work very well at South Boston, but might be a little bit early in the race for that wide of a groove. This time by, it'll be 25 laps in, 125 laps to go. Let's look a little bit further back as Jake Griffin makes the pass around Richard Parks. Move Griffin back up into the 10th spot. Biggest mover so far is that 15 machine of Deegan Smith. Started 12th up into the top 5, running 4th right now. Ben Green for a little while now after those early couple cautions. Your front 5 or so all nose to tail up here. Looks like the 9 machine of Jace Hale is trying to get around Adam Fulford, just doesn't quite know how to yet. Comes up and scrapes the wall a little bit there, but all so close. Nearly contact there. I think Hale might have blinked out just a little bit. Hollingsworth continues to show the way. He took the lead on the restart. And you can see how far back this line of cars goes. Landon Farmer 1.6 seconds back, right on the back bumper of Justin Coleman, and that's for the 8th spot. So all these drivers fairly close on time. Still just inside the first 50 laps. This is very much going to be a battle of attrition and who can make the car last the longest. They're good on fuel. They won't have to make a fuel stop. They just got to get the car to the finish, which is going to be a lot easier said than done here tonight. The nighttime definitely helps a little bit. They're not going to have to deal with the hot temperatures as much throughout the later portions of the race, but the cars are definitely going to drive a little bit more difficult once we get up to that lap 90, lap 110 mark. Those last 40 laps are going to be exciting. We continue to watch that battle for the second spot. Your top 5 as they run, coming back across the line. Carter Hollingsworth, Adam Fulford, Jace Hale, Deegan Smith, Christian Peterson. 6th through 10th back behind him is Brandon Elvis, Justin Coleman, Landon Farmer, John Lyday, and Bubby Griffin. Top 8 all bunched up right here, right behind that 71 of Adam Fulford. Hale's been very patient with him so far. Hasn't really made any aggressive moves or even really shown his nose at all. And here comes Christian Peterson to the inside of Deegan Smith. That's for the 4th spot. Smith trying to roll that high lane. He looks to the outside of Jace Hale now for the 3rd spot. He's got a run up there. It can be tough to pass from the outside lane, but it can be done. As you see right here, Deegan Smith using up that 2nd groove. Keeping his momentum built up. He gets a big run up off the corner. Ooh, up a little bit too high that time in 1 and 2. Sideways. Smith able to hang on to that race car. You saw him get up into the marbles. And ever since iRacing added the debris refresh, the marbles have been lethal when you get up into them. You can definitely tell when you hit them. The car just takes off. Smith was lucky to hang on to it that time. As we continue, green flag here. Christian Peterson now runs in the 4th spot. Here comes Peterson looking for 3rd. The 71 Machines found something here in the early stages. Hale going to hang on for now. Hollingsworth continues to show the way this time by. We're going to be 50 laps in, 1/3 of the way in. 100 laps to go when they get back across the line. So still a lot of racing left to unfold. Your field is fairly close still. There's 2 big groups. You've got this group right here, and then you look back to Jonathan Adkins. He's got a couple cars behind him, nose to tail as well. Hollingsworth continues to hold about a 2-car length advantage. I don't think anybody's pushing too hard at this moment, as we are only 53 laps in. But when does that dial get cranked up? When do drivers start to drive to the front? I think definitely past the halfway point. But you don't want to wait too long, because track position is going to be key as well. Brandon Atkinson looking to the inside of Matt Vorndren. That is for the 15th spot. Atkinson makes the pass, and he will take over that spot. Still trying to recover from missing his heat race. Started this race 21st, up to the 15th spot. We're approaching the halfway point in this one. Hollingsworth has led from the lap 15 mark. Adam Fulford still trying to hang on to the second spot. He's got Jace Hale and Christian Peterson all over the back bumper. See Peterson starting to make dives to the inside, but it's so hard to pass on the bottom that you really have to pull up alongside somebody to complete the pass. Otherwise, you'll just sit side by side. We'll look at the laps from the last time by. We come back across the line. Fulford just a little bit quicker than your race leader, Carter Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth trying to manage the race the best he can. But all of your top 10 cars fairly even. Most everybody in the 15 fours, so a very close field as of this moment. Continue to watch the battle for the second spot unfold. We're 10 laps shy of halfway. Ooh. Hale up into the wall a little bit there. That's going to open up the door for Christian Peterson. Peterson to the inside, and look at that. Hale shuts the door down into 3. We saw the lap car of Frank Barbary. He knew that that was his moment that he had to get down. He was able to do so. He'll hang on to that third spot. Hollingsworth showing the way. When he picked up the victory in week number 1, he led 42 laps of the 101 lap race. He has already surpassed that here tonight. We're about 5 laps shy of halfway. And the 9 machine of Jace Hale really starting to struggle with the connection. You can see him blinking out every now and then. We'll have to keep an eye on that and make sure it doesn't get too bad for the drivers around him. Christian Peterson trying to look to the inside. Hale going to shut the door once again. We have been green for quite a long time here. Lap 75 going to go up into the books. Bumper for the second spot there. Peterson going to take the opportunity to try the outside lane out. As this time by, cross flags up in the air, halfway in, halfway home for Carter Hollingsworth. The battle is on for the third spot. You see the 71 machine on the outside lane, starting to come to life. Peterson up to third. You can definitely tell that car had a better run on the outside lane, so we'll see how he tries to pass Fulford here and if he is able to. As they head down the front straightaway, your front four have broken away now. Deegan Smith starting to fall back just a little bit in the 115. He's got Brandon Elvis and Justin Coleman behind him. Here comes Elvis looking to the bottom. Not going to be able to make the move. And that's what I was talking about there. You really have to pull up alongside somebody to be able to make the move down to the bottom. Smith continues to fight that race car. We're 80 laps in, 70 to go. For Carter Hollingsworth, trying to pick up win number 2 on the season. Brandon Elvis in the 6th spot right now, trying to find a way around the 115 of Deegan Smith. And the caution flag flies. Around goes Deegan Smith. We were looking at the points there. I missed exactly what happened. I'm sure it happened right in front of me. And bumper to the back of the 15. The question was, did it happen before? Let's look at it one more time. You can definitely tell the 15 was sort of struggling with the handling of that race car. Yeah, I think there was just a bumper to the back of the 15. Oh, a couple drivers. Matt Vorndren just barely brought that machine to a stop. Look at it one more time. Try and go in Brandon Elvis's number 54 machine to see what he saw here. Yeah, it looked like just got in there maybe a little bit too hot. I believe race control getting the lineup all sorted back out. Just trying to find where Carter Hollingsworth went there in the 28 machine. I'm sure he did not want to see that caution flag, but it's a good chance to re-rack and restack this field. No tires for anybody to take. They're going to fire off and get right back to it. Hollingsworth going to choose the inside lane. We'll be lined up, ready to go. Back green flag racing here, just past halfway. We've still got a lot of racing left to unfold. Pace car back off. Through the restart zone they go. A good jump there from Carter Hollingsworth. He will take the lead down the back straightaway. Christian Peterson looking to the inside. That's for the second spot. He will take over the second position. Now Justin Coleman, look at the 14 machine. Trying to fight for a spot on the podium here. Looks like he will take over the third spot. Look back a little bit. Here comes Caleb Thompson to the inside of Jonathan Adkins. Try and take over the final spot in the top 10. So playing bumper tag a little bit back here. Everybody trying to get settled back in. There was a lot of separation in this field. Matt Borger and Steven Oberstadt battle side by side there. It's for the 12th spot on the racetrack. Oberstadt on the outside lane, going to get a big run, and he'll be clear. As we look back up front, Hollingsworth putting the laps away here. It'll be 96 in this time out of 150. And the laps are running out for Christian Peterson. These two are going to have to be lights out for these final 50 laps if they want to win. They've also got Justin Coleman right there on the back bumper as well. Don't count him out of it just yet. And the caution flag is going to come out. Jonathan Atkins sitting the wrong way in turns 1 and 2. I think there might have been trouble with him and Landon Farmer. Not sure what happened. Ooh, I think the 26 machine might have gotten a little bit tight. Came up the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. And you saw the contact the 17 had there on the inside wall. Let's look at it on board. With big time contact there. Yeah, definitely just looked like he got to the inside and it shoved the nose a little bit. Don't know if your guys' audio sounded the way mine just did. It sounds a little bit messed up. I'm not sure what's happening with my iRacing, but it sounded like the car was hitting the chip center through the corner. So not sure what's going on there. Don't know if you guys could hear it either, but that's definitely interesting. As we just passed the halfway point, or sorry, not halfway point, lap 100 mark, rather. 49 laps to go for the 28 of Carter Hollingsworth, trying to hang on in a race that he has dominated thus far. Christian Peterson rides in the second spot. It looks like Hollingsworth going to elect the outside lane. He'll take the top side here for this restart, giving Christian Peterson the bottom in the 71. The other 71, Adam Fulford, back behind Carter Hollingsworth in the 4th spot. Justin Coleman down low in the 14 will start 3rd. But the pace car drops back down to pit road. And into the restart zone they go. A good launch from both of your top 2 competitors. And we're back racing down into turns 1 and 2. They'll be side by side for the race lead. Hollingsworth up top, Peterson down low. Hollingsworth trying to use the momentum of that outside lane to hold the race lead, but Peterson is fast on the inside lane. Battle for the top spot here continues. They've broken out to about a car length advantage over Adam Fulford as Hollingsworth on the outside lane looks to clear Christian Peterson. This time down into turns 1 and 2, tries to shut the door, not quite going to be able to. But down into turns 3 and 4. Clear for the top spot is Carter Hollingsworth. Give him the lead back for good on lap 107. A little bit further back, Zach Murphy, Caleb Thompson side by side for the 7th spot as here comes Christian Peterson again for the race lead. Not done yet. He's going to make Hollingsworth earn this one, as the 28 machine has moved up to that 2nd lane. Not liking the way it's feeling down on the bottom. Leaving the bottom open for Christian Peterson to go try and pass, but with that 28 machine figuring out the top side, it's going to be tough to pass him here with 40 laps to go. Further back, Zach Murphy on the outside of Brandon Atkinson. Atkinson still trying to work his way forward after starting 21st. He is up inside of the top 10 here with 40 laps to go. Brandon Elvis on that outside lane trying to work his way back forward after that contact with Deegan Smith. Elvis up on the outside of Matt Borndren, currently battling for the 11th spot. Seeing all kinds of side-by-side action here as that outside lane definitely starting to come into play, and we've seen Brandon Atkinson use it a couple times to make some passes here. So here comes Adam Fulford on the outside around Justin Coleman. Coleman trying to keep the 3rd spot. Your fast qualifier John Lyday right there as well. Don't count him out in this one. He's got a lot of speed in that number 22. Up front, Christian Peterson all over the back bumper of Carter Hollingsworth, trying to knock him off the top spot, but has been unsuccessful so far. Caleb Thompson to the inside of Jace Hale. That's for the 6th spot on track. Atkinson going to fight his way in there as well. Hale in the 9 machine trying to get back down on the bottom. Not able to so far. He's not doing very good on that outside lane. As now Peterson back to the bottom for the lead. And with Hollingsworth running that 2nd lane like this, 30 to go. With Hollingsworth running that 2nd lane, it's really letting Justin Coleman and Adam Fulford catch up, as we've got a caution flag on the Speedway. Landon Farmer turned around the wrong way. We'll try and take a look at what happened here. 26 of Landon Farmer was running by himself. He's back behind Deegan Smith in the 15th spot. Oh, and it looked like there was a bigger pile up in front of him. And he spun, I guess, trying to avoid. It was a little bit early. But let's see what initially happened down in 1 and 2. Oh, and looked like the 9 machine maybe got into the left rear of Bubby Griffin. You saw the 9 of Hale definitely getting aggressive, trying to get back down to the bottom. Yeah, you see the 9 machine drive into the 3 there. And around goes Landon Farmer. But back under yellow for the 5th time here tonight. 25 laps remain, and if you're Carter Hollingsworth, which lane do you choose on the restart? I mean, I think you gotta take the outside lane because you do not want Christian Peterson to be able to roll the momentum. It'll be easier to hold your ground on the top, and that's what Hollingsworth knows right now. We'll bring him back to 25 laps to go. Can anybody knock this 28 machine off the top spot? Peterson on the bottom. Coleman sitting 3rd. John Lyday sits 4th. As the pace car drops back down to pit road. And we are back racing here with 25 laps to go at South Boston. Great jump that time from the 28 of Hollingsworth. He'll be clear by a couple of car lengths down the back straightaway. Now the battle for the 3rd spot. Justin Coleman, John Lyday side by side. Ooh, Zach Murphy up into the wall in the 29 machine. Kind of checked up that outside lane a little bit there, and the caution flag flies. Deegan Smith around in turns 3 and 4. Let's see what happens. It was down into turn number 3, and I think there might have just been a little bit of contact with McNeil in the 97. I don't know if the car got loose going in or what. See, it happened down into turns 3 and 4. Maybe just the slightest bit of contact, but I don't know. There was not very much, if anything, that sent that 15 around. Try and get one more view of it. Going out of 2 right here. Yeah, definitely there might have been a little bit of a scoot going into the corner, but very hard to tell. Whatever contact there was very faint. It was enough to put us under caution for the 6th time here tonight. Folks, if you like what you see here on the WD Broadcasting Network, want to see more iRacing content, want to support the channel as well as the Facebook page, check out the official WD Broadcasting Network merch shop that is up now. Link is in the description below. We've got hats, hoodies, t-shirts, a couple more things on there for you guys to buy and represent at the racetrack. We got a pink collection out there for the month of October. I think that one's probably my personal favorite. But we're getting ready to send them back. Green flag racing here. They'll come back to 19 laps to go. Hollingsworth once again chooses that outside lane. And through the restart zone, back underway here at South Boston. Better start from Christian Peterson on the bottom side. He'll still have a nose to the inside of Hollingsworth down into turns 3 and 4. 18 laps to go. Still side by side for the lead, side by side for the 2nd spot as well. John Lyday trying to keep his nose out there for the 4th spot. Hollingsworth out front continues to hold Christian Peterson at bay. "16 laps to go." Adam Fulford and Brandon Atkinson battling for the 5th spot right here. Atkinson trying to break his way into the top 5 from the 21st starting spot. We've got 15 laps to go this time. And the caution flag flies once again. Richard Parks in the 113 machine. Looked like through turns 3 and 4 might have gotten a little bit sideways. Brought it to a stop on the front straightaway, and that was enough to bring us under yellow. We're going to try it again here with 13 laps to go. And I'm sure Hollingsworth is not a fan of these restarts. He's done good on them so far, but it only takes one for Christian Peterson to have a little bit too much positioning down into 1 and 2. And he could slip up out of the lead, but we'll see what happens. The laps are running out here at South Boston. They get the 2 to go signal this time. Hollingsworth's certainly going to take the outside lane again. He's gotten a couple good restarts from it, but that 71 of Peterson has had a couple where he's had a run to the inside, but just has not quite been able to make that pass just yet. We'll get the 1 to go signal here and send them back to 10 laps to go. It'll be a 10-lap shootout to decide race number 4 at South Boston for the Trackmaster Sim Series. Lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. Carter Hollingsworth, Christian Peterson, Justin Coleman, John Lyday, your top 4. To bring us back to green. As we work through turns 3 and 4, pace car is off. The green flag flies. We're back underway here with 10 laps to go. 10 to go for Carter Hollingsworth. He's got a good jump down the back straightaway. He's going to be clear down into turns 3 and 4. Peterson into second. The battle's on for the 3rd spot. Coleman and Lyday 2 by 2. Fulford and Atkinson 2 by 2 back behind them as well. 8 laps to go for Carter Hollingsworth. Does Christian Peterson have anything left in the tank here to try and steal one in race number 4? John Lyday takes over the 3rd spot from Justin Coleman on the outside lane. They've got Brandon Atkinson and Adam Fulford side by side back behind them. Atkinson trying to find his way into the top 5. And Fulford a little bit loose there in the 71 machine. It's going to allow Atkinson to clear. Brandon Elvis back up to the 9th spot as you get around Steven Oberstadt and Zach Murphy. 5 laps to go now for Carter Hollingsworth. And John Lyday, your fast qualifier here, starting to put some pressure on Christian Peterson for 2nd. Down into turns 1 and 2. 2 car lengths the advantage for Carter Hollingsworth. He will get the popsicle sticks this time. 2 laps to go for the 28 machine. He went to victory lane in week number 1. That race he led 42 laps. If he can lead this one, he's going to lead a lot more than 42. White flag is out, final time around here at South Boston. Battle is on for the second spot. John Lyday going to have a final dive at it into turns 3 and 4. But up and out of the corner, it's going to be Carter Hollingsworth picking up his second victory of the season in race number 4. Carter Hollingsworth picks up the victory in the 28 machine. And he'll come back around. And we'll try to grab a word from our winners here, as Hollingsworth gives Landon Farmer a push across the line there, a little boost. But the 28 machine going to turn it around down in turns 1 and 2. We'll try and grab a word from our top 3. We'll start with our third place finisher here tonight. He was your fast qualifier earlier on. Comes home in the third place spot. Grab a word from John Lyday. John Lyday up in the broadcast booth. Third place here tonight after qualifying quick time on the evening. How's the third place run feel after 150 laps?
Felt like we bided our time well enough. Just didn't need those cautions at the end. I think we definitely had the best car for sure. But hey, I told you I'm enjoying getting interviewed every week, and so I'm making sure to be there when it matters.
Yeah, you're keeping up with the trend. We saw you, like you said, biding your time there in the back half of the top 10 to begin the race, and then kind of worked your way up. But that car really came to life just past halfway. I think, like you said, didn't need those caution flags. Maybe had a little bit more than what you got to show, but still a good third place run. Who do you have to thank for another podium finish?
Of course, I want to thank all my teammates at Trick Chassis, all the laps we turned this week. I think collectively, on yesterday, we turned over 600 laps collectively yesterday. Want to thank some of my new sponsors I got on this car this week. Misfit Productions, Race MRL. That's who we run this league through. Molly's, CBW, and of course Coleman for making this paint for me. So I appreciate him a ton too, and appreciate him, racing me so clean.
Yeah, you guys had a good run to the finish there. Ended up getting the third spot. Almost got the second spot from Christian Peterson, but you guys had a good run. Third spot here tonight. Congratulations, John, and we wish you luck in the next and final 2 races of the season.
Thanks, WD. Hopefully I'll have such a good finish next week. We'll be crowning a champion 1 week early.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks. That was your third place finisher here tonight, points leader John Lyday. Now we're going to talk to our second place finisher up into the broadcast booth, Christian Peterson. Second place here tonight. You get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, second place here this evening. You were trying very hard to get to the inside of Carter Hollingsworth. He would let you have the inside, but there just wasn't enough down there to make the pass.
Yeah, Carter was doing a good job there on the top. I didn't want to get into him or anything. We've raced for a while. He's been a part of TMSS from the get-go, even if it hasn't been consistently, but he was there like season 1 doing a bunch of the recruitment races, and we raced good there, so wanted to continue that. And he's 2 for 2, so hats off to him. He's really fast. I thought we had something for him. Once I got to second, crew chief came over and was like, yeah, right front's looking a little worn, and I was like, damn, all right, hopefully we can make it to the end. And then once he started taking the top, I just couldn't get the thing rotated early enough to get a good run off the corner and challenge him into the next one. It was fun racing him side by side, and he was giving me lots of room, just letting me have it and be like, if you can pass me, you can pass me, but just didn't have enough.
Yeah, it was definitely good, clean racing between you two, like you said. just, yeah, not enough on that bottom lane. It's so tough to pass here at South Boston, and when that outside lane's rolling, it's rolling. So good second place run for you here tonight. We've got 2 more races left this season. Do you think you've got a shot at a victory in either of those 2?
Yeah, I think I don't remember how many laps are next week, but the last one's a big 250, so with an extra set of tires. So we'll see. I mean, I like the longer races. I'm just trying to get the car good for Lide. He's running good in the points. Really proud of him and how he's been running. Just gonna try to put the car together good for him and see what we can do. I know we raced him hard there at the end. I'm gonna make him earn it as always, but really proud of Lide and all the guys at Skyline that put in the work, make these cars fast. Yeah, and hopefully we can challenge for a win. Yeah, of course. Just gotta shout out you, of course, for doing the broadcast for us here at TMSS since last season or the end of season 1. So been fun working with you. Gotta thank everybody at MRL, Kyle and all the guys over there that do a lot of work at MRL. All the guys that show up every week for us here at TMSS. We really appreciate it. This week was I was really happy with how everybody raced, and we had some cautions, but that's short track racing, and I was glad to see that we could get past the last 10 laps without a caution. So so hats off to everybody and thank them for coming out.
Yeah, it was definitely a good, clean race there at the end. We had a little bit of cautions there past the lap 100 mark, but like you said, short track racing, things are going to happen. Other than that, it was a good race, good second place run for you here, Christian. Congratulations, and we wish you luck in the final 2 races.
Thank you, Winston.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, now to talk to our winner here tonight. Try and grab him up in the broadcast booth. Carter Hollingsworth, 2 for 2 here in the Trackmaster Sim Series this season. You got a copy, Carter?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, led, what was it, 42? Yeah, 42 laps in the first race where you went to victory lane. Led a lot more than that here tonight. Took the lead in lap 15 and led from there on out. You had a lot of challenges from Christian Peterson, but man, that top lane was rolling here tonight.
Yeah, I definitely missed it on the setup tonight. It wasn't as good as it was when I first won. I definitely could have been a lot looser entry. Well, no, actually, I could have been a little stabler in entry of turn 1 and 2. I was sliding a bit, and that's where he got me, and I couldn't keep the car on the bottom. So I knew that he wouldn't be able to pass me on the top. So I kind of just ripped the lip 1 and 2, and I was able to keep it down on the bottom in 3 and 4. So I was kind of running top 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4 there until a few of those cautions went on, and I was able to put the car on the bottom, and I finally figured it out, and I just put away.
Yeah, it was definitely a good run. Peterson kept you close on your toes there in those final 10 or so laps, but you were able to hang on for your second race of this, or second win of the season, I should say, in your second race. So 2 for 2. If we see you back, do you think you can go 3 for 3?
Maybe. I've been having I was actually racing Sora last night, so I really have a busy schedule. But if it works out and I have the gut to race, I'll race again.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Carter, on your win here tonight. Before I let you go, who do you have to thank for another TMSS victory?
Josh Cottle. He puts a lot of effort in these setups each and every week, and he just built me a fast one. When I ran was again the long run setup. Kept it long run. I felt really good, but Cottle chassis again. RJW 21 management. WD Broadcast Network, and Christian for all he does. I got to thank him. He puts on a really good league. This is a really fun league racing with all these guys, and hopefully I can do it more.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun race. Congratulations to you on your second victory of the season. Hopefully we can see you back, but nonetheless, congratulations to you one more time.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, that was Carter Hollingsworth, your winner here tonight We'll run through our official finishing results before we wrap things up. All right, your winner, Carter Hollingsworth. Second was Christian Peterson. Third, John Lyday. We just spoke to all three of them. Justin Coleman came home in the 4th spot. Brandon Atkinson from the 21st spot comes home 5th here tonight. Adam Fulford 6th. Matt Borndren 7th. Caleb Thompson 8th. Brandon Elvis 9th. Zach Murphy 10th. Stephen Oberstadt 11th. Bubby Griffin 12th. Jace Hale 13th. Sean McNeil 14th. Landon Farmer 15th. Richard Park 16th. 17th is Deegan Smith. Tom Dean 18th. Jonathan Atkins 19th. Frank Barbary 20th. And rounding out our field in 21st is Dominic Frappier in the 47. So that is going to do it for us here tonight, folks. Thank you for watching the WD Broadcasting Network. I'm your host, Winston Deal. We're going to sign it off here in just a moment, but follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, sub here on YouTube, and check out the merch store down in the description below. We've got some pretty cool things up there. So thank you guys for watching one more time. We'll see you guys on Tuesday for the Gauntlet Series. Peace out.